Big up everyone, everywhere, all the time, every time. Yeah, I have held on to this for about a week. I've been thinking about it, and I would really like to give my 2 cents on the whole Usman Covington fight they had last week. I bought the fight. It was a good card, and I didn't agree with a couple of the decisions, you know, uh, but I didn't do this video to talk about that. I want to talk about whatever his name, Covington, running out of the stadium after the fight crying. You know, Kamaru Usman punished Colby Covington. He took a lot out of Colby Covington. But the one thing that he did not beat out of Colby Covington was his ignorance. Absolutely, he reserved and preserved his ignorance. Colby Covington ran out of the stadium crying. Not that many people are covering that. Not that many people are talking about that. They give him credit for the way he fought, and he fought with a broken jaw and so on and so forth, which, by the way, in 2019, it's not cool. There's nothing honorable about that. From his perspective, people, you can see him, because he's the guy who has the most invested in that moment, wanting to stay in the fight. But when he announces to his corner, "I think I broke my jaw," which he said this incorrectly. Usman broke your jaw. I'm only laughing because you're such an arrogant bastard. But anyway, once he announced Usman broke my jaw, it's the corner's responsibility to call the physician over, and the physician to rule on whether or not he should continue to fight. That's a no joke injury right there. You know what I mean? That's not something to play with. And really and truly, you can look at it two ways. One, he was asking them to help him have the courage to continue. And two, he was asking them, what should I do? Should I continue? Please stop this. I'm hurt, but I don't want to be the one to quit. Them encouraging him to fight on is a very dangerous thing. There's a disease that people who take damage to the jaw can get. It almost sounds like a cancer. I know a fighter who is suffering from that, and he had to get his jaw rebuilt. And it's sort of rare, but it can happen. And for him to continue to fight after that, it's not cool at all. It's malpractice on the part of his corner people and his gym people, and they should have better practices than that. Especially when you got the camera in the corner with you. You know what I mean? We might agree to whatever. Let me go out on my shield. Let me die in the ring, which is another thing. You know what I mean? We just recently had a fighter in boxing die in the ring. So that shouldn't happen that way. But anyway, getting back to what happened with Usman and Covington. So after the fight, if you go back and watch it, he was looking up at the camera. or looking up at the clock and whatever he was looking up at. And he kept wiping his face. He kept wiping his face. He was crying, you know. And as the emotions rolled over him, because he didn't want that scene on camera, he ran out of the stadium. Now, who made that a sin? Is him. When he clowned Usman about crying about winning, he could not be on camera crying and blubbering about losing. And why people will honor a sore loser, you know, why people will honor them is beyond me, man. When you're a sore loser, you forfeit everything else. I don't care how well you fought, you know. I mean, his ability to fight wasn't in question anyway. You know what I mean? So that's not even an issue. But when you are the type of individual that he is, he's gonna blame the ref for stopping the fight, you know, saying that it was a fake stoppage and a fake ref and all this stuff like this. Man, please. The ref was the only person who was looking out for your interest and your career in that. If you would have stood back up, or if the ref hadn't stopped you, Usman would have beat you to death in there. Beat you to death. You didn't have sense enough to throw in the towel. You know? So it's ridiculous. That's what I mean by him holding on to his ignorance. It's nothing wrong with having emotions. The Creator gave us the emotions. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you let the emotions prevent you from doing what's right. In his case, the fear of showing the emotion of crying, which he sees as a weakness. It's not. It's not a weakness. But he sees it that way. The fear of that not allowed the other emotion of arrogance that he has prevented him from being able to understand that and show that in a dignified manner. So he ran out crying. And you can insert your expletive as to what type of crying he did. It's not honorable, you know. If you look at Cormier, when Cormier cried, there was nothing dishonorable about that. Nothing at all. And there's so many other ones that you can have, you know, that you can use as an example. Because if you know anything about fighting, that fight camp is no joke, man. You know, that's like going through something similar to what the Navy SEALs or the Rangers go through, you know, for every fight. So it's nothing shameful about, you know, you go through that and you fight and you win or you lose and you let that emotion out. Did it prevent you from doing the right thing? Did it prevent you from paying your people? Did it prevent you from paying respect to your fellow combatant? Did it prevent you from paying respect to the crowd or the people in pay-per-view, your fans? You know what I'm saying? Even your detractors? No. You know? So that's all I got to say about that. Love you for free and respect every time.